Example 2, the next one. First off, can anybody identify, first of all, what's the main difference between this example and the previous example we've done? Yeah, it's got a Z, it's got a third decision variable. So if we were doing this graphically, we would have to draw a three-dimensional graph. You can't really draw them, you have to sort of build the thing. So we can't really do it any other way than this way. Okay? So, we've got two constraints. We've got our objective function, but we've got the non-negativity ones as well. If you look back in your notes for example 1, what was the first thing we did last time? What was the first thing that we did? Okay, so what do we making equal, Jess? Making the
inequalities.
Yeah, making the constraints, inequalities here equal. So this one here will become, well, what will it become, Jess? How am I going to make this equal?
2x plus 3y plus 4z plus t.
We generally use S for the first one and T for the second one, okay? So S, and I'm going to leave a gap actually there. I'm going to leave like a T column, although I'm not going to put anything in it, and that would equals 3. So Megan, can you do the same thing for the second constraint? What will that be?
6x plus 6y plus 2z plus t.
Yep, and that will equal 8. It's not a bad idea when you do this to actually write in here that in this bit here there are no S's, and in this bit here there are 0 T's. Because when you do it in a tableau form in a minute, you will need to enter those zeros in. So we dealt with the constraints and made those equalities, not inequalities. What else did we do right at the beginning before we even drew the tableau? There was something else we changed. Did something to the objective function. Yeah, put it equal to 0, that's right. We made it equal to 0 by shifting all of this stuff onto the other side. So Sam, how will I rewrite this objective function?
Just be minus 3. Which one, Jess? Oh, the top one.
The top one, yeah. I'm going to start with my P.
Yeah. Minus 8x.
Yeah, that's right. Minus 8x.
Minus 9y.
Minus 9y.
Minus 5z.
Minus 5z equals 0. That's right, okay? And bear in mind, I could put in there as well, at that point, that there are no S's and there are no T's. I could put that in there, because in a minute when I put it in a tableau form, they will appear there. So, I'm going to start my tableau. I'm going to have my first row in my tableau above this line. What do I usually write on the extreme left? What's the left-hand column usually? Yeah, it was this. It's whatever you're maximising and minimising. Sometimes it's Z. In this one it's going to be P. Then what other column, Seth, am I going to need here for this question? X. Y. Yep. 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 Yeah, that's right. Excellent. Okay. So P, because that's what I'm trying to maximise. X, Y, Z, my decision variables. S and T, my slack variables. One for each constraint and value out at the end. Adam, can you tell me what entries I will put in my first row, reading left to right? The first thing, it will come from the objective function here. That's right, yep. My next row will come from my first constraint, which is this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be, what's P? Oh, 0.
Yeah, because P's not there, it's a 0, that's right, yep.
2.
Yep.
3. 4. 1. 0. 3.
That's right, good. Rob, the next row will come from this constraint here. What will that one be?
0. 6. 6. 2. 0. 1.
That's right. Okay, so that's the initial tableau at this point. And if you try to interpret that at the moment, these two columns here with the noughts and the 1 are telling you at the moment we're making 1 unit of S, which doesn't really exist anyway. We're making 8 units of T, which doesn't really exist anyway, and our profit is 0. That's sort of how you always start with something that doesn't really make much sense at all. Okay, so now we need to go and find what we do. How do we start off? And what do we do to start with? We've got to identify something first of all. Can we remember what's the first thing we do? Not yet. We look, first of all, we've got to try and identify first of all our pivotal column. How do we identify our pivotal column? It will have a 1 in it in the new one, but at the moment, how do I identify my pivotal column? It's something to do with the top row, the top number row. Most negative, yeah. The most negative value is in that column there. So that will become our pivotal column. Now I've identified my pivotal column, I need to find my pivotal row. So I've got to do some calculations. Can anybody remember what calculations I do now to find my pivotal rows? My pivotal row. This is where I do those theta values. Can you remember what they are?
That was mine.
Well,
Is it the value at the end
yeah,
over the value in the pivotal column?
yeah. It's the value of the value divided by the value in the pivotal column. So here it's this 3 divided by that 3, so it's 1. Harriet, what will it be in the bottom row? What will theta value be here?
8 over 6.
Yeah, it'll be 8 divided by 6, which is 1.3 recurring. Then when we've got the two theta values, which one do we choose? The smallest one. Yeah, you choose the minimum. It's the minimum that is the one you choose, which means this row here is a pivotal column. It's a pivotal row. That's a pivotal column. They meet at our pivot, so 3 is our pivot. And now we're ready to start the new tableau.